CDL University. Listen, we are a premier truck driving school out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We are probably the #1 school in the country on performance. When you look at statistics that we do in-house and the measurements that we have, I don't know if anybody does it better. We're a place that cares about helping you succeed in the truck driving industry by helping you at the starting point of getting your commercial driver's license. All right, and I assure you nobody does it better. All right. Listen, today I'm going to talk a little bit about safety in the trucking environment, and we're going to do something really brief here to get some information to you. And I'm trying to make an impact on letting you know how important it is to be trained properly when you get behind the wheel of a truck and you start a new career in truck driving, so you can be successful for your family. All right. First of all, we have people come in here all the time with zero truck driving experience. A lot of people have never even pushed a clutch in before in their life, and that's okay with us, because what happens is they go from making $20,000, $30,000 a year, and in 4.5 weeks to 5 weeks is the time frame that they get their CDL. They double their income right out of the gate. Most people here that come out of our school, 95% of them work local. They're home every night. It's not the same stereotypical 30-year-old truck driving industry. Because when we all think about the industry, we think of all the stories that we heard about truck drivers years ago. Always away from home, always on the grind. In a lot of places, that's not the case. Okay, so I'm going to give you a statistic from CDL Knowledge. You can get your, if you're really interested about safety in the CDL environment, it's a good place to go. It's they're on the web at cdlknowledge.com. But anyway, I'm going from a statistic that they have that they put in place, and they have it broken down really, really well. Whatever category you want to look at, those numbers and those facts are there. All right. One thing that really jumped off the page to me when I was looking at all this information was that 60% of all truck driving accidents are on rural roads. All right, and so when you break that down and you kind of look at the industry, you kind of you dive into it, and you kind of try to understand why is that statistic there, and why is that so. All right, and just logic will tell you that we have a lot of people that come in here all the time getting out of the oil field, or when the oil field in Oklahoma, it's always cyclical. It will be strong for a couple of years or a few years, and then it will take a dip for a couple of years or so. And we're going through a period right now where it's taking a dip, and we see people coming in, and I get people that literally come in here and they want to go over the road, and because that's who's paying and that's where the jobs are now. And a lot of these companies, they want you to have some type of training because you haven't hauled product across state lines for the last 6 months or so, and they're required by their insurance and by their safety regulations in that company to have you certified up to safety specs and up to where they need you to be, so it's not a risk for them to hire you. To come in and have that certification that's fresh, that you've been trained properly. And it's the truth. You know, it sounds kind of ugly, but I'm just telling you, it's the truth. The reason being is that statistic is so high because it only makes sense, because a lot of companies across the United States will put you in a truck for a couple of days, and then they'll get you third-party testing, or they figured out how to get you a CDL. And you don't learn the proper ways to drive that truck safe. You don't learn a proper pre-trip. You aren't trained material that major trucking companies are looking for to trust you to haul their product down the highway. And I always tell people, when you get your CDL, you need to do it right. You need to be trained in all those areas that are going to help you be a safe driver. Because when you go to work for somebody else, even if if they're offering more money and you want to go make more money, they're going to put you in a truck. They're going to have you do a pre-trip. They're going to have you do the things that they need to do. And look, if you're going to get trained and you're going to do it, you might as well know the ultimate level that you need to be at so you can drive for anybody. All right? So it's extremely important. The reason that figure at 60% is so high is because people aren't being trained properly. If you're not being trained properly, you are literally neutering your opportunities. So being logical, do what's best for you. If you want to get your CDL Class A, come in and see us at CDL University. We're going to give you the facts. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to help you with the best start that you can get in the truck driving industry.